10:40. I'm Brian Britton. Here's what's happening. Marathon Sunday. Folks from all over the world making the 26.2-mile trek around the 5 boroughs.
This is my 8th New York City Marathon.
This is our first New York City Marathon.
Complete coverage here on 1010 Wins. 2 deadly fires yesterday on Long Island. 2 brothers are dead. And in the Bronx, a 13-year-old girl who used a wheelchair couldn't escape the blaze. No consensus on a ceasefire or a humanitarian pause. The fighting continues in Gaza. Well, it's not just the normal people struggling with real estate in the city. Apparently, the uber wealthy are having to slash the prices of their penthouses. They're too expensive even for the uber rich. It's your chance to win some musical memorabilia owned by icons like John Lennon and Paul McCartney. We'll tell you how. Sports, the Giants are looking for a 3rd win in Las Vegas. Jets host the Chargers tomorrow night. AccuWeather, partly sunny, pleasant, headed to a high of 64 degrees. Winds news time 10:41. Traffic and transit. Here is Jody Vale.
Brian, heading to New Jersey, got a crash southbound 287, exit 36, Morristown, Morris Avenue, and more jams southbound Garden State Parkway. Roadwork jams. 2 lanes closed between 143 and Irvington and 139 to Chestnut Street. Also slowing down from 145 to 280. Then more roadwork delays. 3 lanes closed. This is the Turnpike Western Spur southbound. Right before 15 East with 1 to 9 to Newark. We got a crash eastbound Newark, Jersey City Turnpike at the New Jersey Turnpike. And here is what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 10 to 15 in at the George. The delays start on the span on the Jersey side. Outbound 10 to 15 from the westbound Cross Bronx to Stop and Go from the Bronx River to 3rd Avenue. More delays heading to the apartments. The Lincoln, not that bad. Close to 10 minutes. The Holland is 15 to 20 from the Turnpike. And traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones. Breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
The New York City Marathon in full swing. 26.2 miles of roadway, 50,000 athletes, and roughly 1 million spectators cheering them on and cheering those spectators on out with them right now. We're going to turn things over to 1010 Wins reporter Eileen LaPalmer.
Yeah, and they don't need much cheering on here. These people are very enthusiastic. They arrived nice and early here on 1st Avenue. I'm in the 90s. We saw the elite runners go by. There was a lot of cheering, and the helicopters were overhead. The pace cars went by, and some people actually said they were going to run over to the park then to try to catch them on the other end. Now there's a little bit of a break in the action. People here waiting for their family and friends. As you know, there's different waves that start on Staten Island. So by the time they get here, we're a little past or around mile 17 here. But people are enthusiastic and they're ready. And I spoke with Molly, who ran last year, and she talked about just how difficult it is when you get to this point.
I mean, it's terrible because you're 17 miles in and you're getting tired. But I'm from here. It's where my friends are. It's the most exciting place to be. I love 1st Avenue.
And 1st Avenue has the bars, the restaurants, DJs set up, bands set up, and the regular people are out here with their cowbells, and they have their friends and families' heads on a big stick, and of course lots of signs as well. So very, very big afternoon here on the Upper East Side. But let's go live right now to Marla Diamond, who is in Central Park at the finish line. Marla?
And Eileen, we have our eyes on the women. Still in a tight pack at mile 21, but it has been so much fun to watch 37-year-old Kellen Taylor, her blonde ponytail bouncing as she bounded through Brooklyn and now Upper Manhattan in the same pack with those Kenyan runners who are giving her a run for her money, but she's been out ahead. The last American woman to win this race was Shalane Flanagan in 2017. It's been a very exciting year for marathon enthusiasts, with Kenyan's Kelvin Kipson's 2-hour world record finish in Chicago. But this course does not produce record times. It is deceptively hilly, starting at mile 1 on the Verrazano Bridge, and then on the other 4 bridges that the runners will cross, and then up 5th Avenue till you get to the park. That is New York City's Heartbreak Hill. Very difficult time. The women have run past mile 20. They are past the so-called wall, and they are in Harlem now, headed toward the park. Brian?
And Marla Diamond there at the finish line. Once they get back into Manhattan, they make their way down to the park. That's when the celebrations officially start to begin, when they hit the end there after 26.2 miles. We'll check in with Roger Stern in just a little bit. Right now, though, get an update on some other sports activities that are happening around the tri-state.
Well, if the Giants are going to dig their way out of a 2-6 hole, it really needs to start today. Big Blue has quarterback Daniel Jones back under center. He won't be lacking his top receiving weapon going going into the season. Tight end Darren Waller placed on injured reserve yesterday. Waller will miss at least 4 weeks with a hamstring injury. The real advantage lies with the Giants' opponent. The Raiders, they are in upheaval, having fired their head coach and general manager earlier this week. It's actually a former Giants linebacker, and Antonio Pierce leading the Raiders as their interim head coach. The Giants and Raiders will kick it off at 4:25. You can hear the live play-by-play on WFAN. The Jets actually tied up in that Raiders drama. Gang Green tried to deal for Aaron Rodgers' favorite Devontae Adams this week, according to Adam Schefter. The Raiders didn't want to part with him, but then fired their brain trust, so don't be surprised to see those rumors heat up again this offseason. The Jets with another day until they take on the Chargers on Monday Night Football. One issue Zach Wilson and the Jets must address: their failures on third down.
Good communication, same for me. I'm trying to find every way I can do, anything I can do to find a way to help us be better on third downs. And, to be a great offense, you got to be good on third down.
The Jets were just 2 of 15 on third against the Giants last week. Won't help that receiver Alan Lazard popped up in the injury report yesterday with a knee injury. He's questionable. Devils take on the Blackhawks at 7 o'clock. Pete McCarthy, 10-10 Win Sports on 92.3 FM.
2 deadly fires, one in the Bronx, the other on Long Island. First, a teenager who used a wheelchair to get around was killed after a fire ripped through her home in the Bronx. Skylar Michelin would have turned 14 years old today. She was sleeping in her family's home on Boyd Avenue in the Wakefield section of the Bronx. The fire began yesterday at about 4 p.m. She's being remembered by her neighbor, Erdine Kims, who spoke with News Nation.
She was a sweet little girl. She was a nice little girl. She was disabled, so you always see people helping her.
On Long Island, 2 brothers are dead. Their parents hurt after a house fire in West Islip. 16-year-old Kyle Dilligame and 24-year-old Matthew Creamer found dead inside that home on Udall Avenue. Again, the parents injured. In the case of both of those fires, they remain under investigation. Here in New York, a protest. Yesterday, hundreds of people protesting against Israeli attacks on Gaza in Herald Square. Secretary of State Antony Blinken traveling to Ramallah today in an armored motorcade. At least 15 people killed in what's being described as an Israeli airstrike at a UN school sheltering thousands just north of Gaza City. Also, it's not just normal people struggling with real estate in New York. It seems like the city's elites are having some problems as well. Not quite the same. Normal people can't find affordable places to live, but the rich can't find anybody rich enough to buy their penthouses and townhouses, so they're slashing prices.
His prices are insane.
Probably not Crazy Eddie price slashing, but they're still lowering them just the same. The Daily News reports Today Show co-anchor Savannah Guthrie had to drop her Tribeca condo by $600,000. Rudy Giuliani slashing the cost of his Upper East Side apartment. Film director Boz Lerman lowered the price of his Gramercy townhouse by $2 million. And Rosie O'Donnell dropping her price about $250,000 her Turtle Bay penthouse. There's just nobody out there buying, so they're lowering the prices. Some pretty amazing musical pieces are now up for auction. Yes, you can play this record on a jukebox previously owned by John Lennon that was in his apartment in the Dakota. The circa 1947 Wurlitzer was a Christmas gift from Elton John to John Lennon. We'll keep going with the Beatles themes here. You can also buy a fully restored 1953 Bristol KSW double-decker bus. You can get yourself a band. You could go on the run. It was used by Paul McCartney and Wings for their 1972 European tour. Find out all about this musical memorabilia. Head over to juliansauctions.com. Wins News on 1049. We've got traffic, transit, and AccuWeather coming right up.
Wherever the road takes you this holiday, make it memorable in the ultimate driving machine. Step into the BMW X5 with capable performance, cutting-edge technology, and unmistakable presence. Or chart a different course in the BMW X3. With style and powerful all-terrain versatility, there's no limit to your adventure. Find your ultimate BMW X3 or X5 at the Road Home sales event. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. Hurry in for a credit up to $3,000 on select models now through November 30th. Visit TriStateBMW.com today.
Are you an adult 55 or older and looking for a new home in a great Long Island location with low taxes? Picture yourself at Stone Ridge in Dix Hills, a private, gated community with 2 clubhouses and a resort at-home lifestyle. See 3 furnished models with modern open plans, fireplaces, gourmet kitchens, luxury primary suites, and more. Visit StoneRidgeDixHills.com. Available from $835,000 with taxes under $6,400 a year. Find out more at StoneRidgeDixHills.com. From the Clark Organization, offering by Prospectus CD 220286.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. Wounded Warrior Project was created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war, whether those scars are physical or mental. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-775-5622. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-775-5622. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-775-5622. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
It's National Diabetes Month, and 1010 Wins, together with United Healthcare and their Oxford products, want to remind you that pre-diabetes and type 2 diabetes may be prevented, delayed, or even reversed with exercise and a healthier diet. Talk to your healthcare provider about your risk factors.
Wayne's News Time 10:51. Traffic and transit. Take it away, Jody Vale.
Brian, north and southbound Cross Island still crowded. Pockets of delays between the LA Eames Bronx Neck Bridge. Bronx Neck and Whitestone, they're actually moving both ways. Not bad at the RFK Triborough. However, East River crossings. Queensboro Bridge, lower closures for the Marathon, taking the upper level. Verrazano, both decks, both ways closed. And more Marathon Bridge closures. Willis Avenue Bridge northbound, First Avenue to the Deegan approach. And traffic sponsored by the Meadowlands Racetrack, FanDuel Sportsbook. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels on the Hudson side. In at the George, it's 10 to 15 delays on the span start on the Jersey side. Out at the GWB, it's 15 to 20 from the westbound Cross Bronx to Stop and Go from the Bronx River heading to the apartments. More delays northbound Harlem River Drive from the East 150s up to the bridge. 10 to 15 now in at the Lincoln Tunnel. The Holland is 15 to 20 from the Turnpike. And the FanDuel Sportsbook, located inside the Meadowlands Racetrack, is the #1 sportsbook in North America. Open 7 days a week with tons of TVs and betting kiosks. For info, visit playmeadowlands.com/FanDuel. 21 or older to wager. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. And our next report, that's at 11:01. 1010 Wins and 92.3 FM.
Now the AccuWeather 4-day forecast, a live update with meteorologist Matt Benz.
Yeah, not a bad start to today, Brian. And for the rest of today, sunshine will continue to mix in with some clouds here through this afternoon. All right, today up to 64 degrees and temperatures up and down over the coming days. Tonight down a low 44. And tomorrow cooler compared to today with a mix of clouds and sunshine, high 57. Temperatures are back up again for Tuesday with more clouds and sun, a high of 67 degrees. And then back down again for Wednesday. Early sun followed by some clouds at the high 54. Currently, it is 57 degrees in Central Park with a relative humidity at 54%. Repeating the current temperatures, 57 heading up to 64 this afternoon in Midtown. I'm meteorologist Matt Benz on New York's weather station. 1010 Winds on 92.3 FM.
Thank you, Matthew. 57 in Baldwin, 57 degrees in Newark, 56 in Thornwood. I know you were given the Central Park temperature. We've got a couple of folks on their way to Central Park. Looks like 5 women in the lead here as we join our reporter, 1010 Winds reporter Roger Stern on the pace car watching the elite women. Roger?
Yeah, it's the home stretch down 5th Avenue with Central Park to their right. This is going to be the make or break time. Viola Chetsu still holding a small lead, but she's got very tough competitors right behind her. We've now entered Central Park for the first time. We will leave it and go to Central Park South, and then it's back into Central Park and the finish line. We've passed the 23-mile mark. I don't know if we passed the 24-mile mark yet, but it is getting serious. And boy, this is exciting. The runners, their adrenaline must be surging at this point. Brian?
Yeah, at this point, knowing you are so close to that final moment. Again, that's the women's elite making their way just past mile 24. The men's elite just making their way past mile 23.
When it comes to heart disease, experience matters. At Hackensack Meridian Health, we're ready. With award-winning cardiologists and renowned cardiac and vascular surgeons, we're the most recognized network for quality heart care, performing the most procedures in New Jersey. So whether you have a running heart or a road-tripping heart, we're ready for every heart. Learn more at hackensackmeridianhealth.org/heartcare.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper Heavy Duty Dry Cloth has Ultra Thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair's gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper Heavy Duty Dry Cloth. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Wins News Time, 10:56 now. Bloomberg Money Watch.
Alcohol makers have a taste for flavored whiskey, Pernod Ricard among them. It recently bought the peanut butter whiskey maker Screwball, and Pernod Ricard says Screwball will contribute to growth. Ann McCurdy, CEO of North America Pernod Ricard, says the company had the U.S. in mind when it bought the Screwball brand for these reasons.
The United States consumer loves flavored whiskey, number one. Number two, we have a very sweet palate versus the rest of the world.
Some alcoholic beverage makers are trying to get consumers' attention after buyers of premium spirits scaled back post-pandemic. Other flavored whiskey makers are also hoping to hit the sweet spot, including Wild Turkey, American Honey Sting, Jack Daniel's Tennessee Honey, Knob Creek Smoked Maple, and Jim Beam Vanilla, and also various fruit and even pumpkin-flavored brands. Future Market Insight says the flavored whiskey market could double in the coming decade, thanks to interest in novelty flavors by Gen Z and millennials. Bloomberg Money Watch at 26 and 56 past every hour. I'm Denise Pellegrini for 1010 Wins on 92.3 FM.
Yeah, I don't know who needs to hear this, but not everything needs to be pumpkin spice flavored. I'm just saying.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper, and you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through HIMS, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
Across New York, our neighbors are talking about the smart plan for people with Medicare and Medicaid. It's health plans from VNS Health Medicare, designed to fit your needs right now and in the future. Benefits begin with a plan premium as low as $0 and $0 copays. Plus, get up to $266 a month for OTC health and grocery items. And get up to an additional $760 a year for essential monthly home utilities and more. Make the smart move. Call VNS Health Medicare. 1-866-414-6715. That's 1-866-414-6715. Benefits and costs depend on your level of LIS or Medicaid eligibility and the plan you enroll in. Grocery and utility benefits are part of a special supplemental program for the chronically ill, and not all members qualify. Other types of goods and services not eligible. VNS Health Medicare is a Medicare Advantage organization with Medicare and Medicaid contracts offering HMO DSNP and HMO plans. Enrollment in VNS Health Medicare depends on contract renewal.
I present to you 3 of the fiercest subjects ever assembled in the Cave of Doom. Algebra 2, foreign languages, and biology. Who among you will step up to their challenge?
Yeah, I'll do any two. Sign me up.
Take on the tough classes now. You need them to prepare for college. Find out which classes you need at knowhowtogo.org.
Brought to you by the American Council on Education, Lumina Foundation for Education, and the Ad Council.
WINS-FM at HD1 New York.
Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Winds News Time, 10:59, 10:10 Winds. AccuWeather, really nice day. We got some sun, some clouds. We're headed to a high of 64. Cloudy tonight, low 44. Tomorrow, Monday, bit cooler. Intervals of clouds and sunshine and a high of 57. Roller coaster of temperatures. 57 tomorrow, 67 Tuesday, back to 54 on Wednesday. 51 right now, going up to 64 in Midtown. More people get their news from 1010 Winds than from any other radio station in the nation. Shimon Siegel is our service aide. Zachary Newman at the editor's desk. I'm Brian Britton.
All news, all the time. This is 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM, New York.
Good morning. 51 degrees at 11 o'clock. I'm Kathleen Marple Calvin. Here's what's happening. What a race. 50,000 runners out on the marathon course in the 5 boroughs, and we are close to a women's and a men's winner. Could happen this half hour. 1010 Wins team coverage on the way. Tragic fires in the Bronx and on Long Island. A teenage girl and 2 brothers killed. New developments in the Middle East. Secretary of State Blinken meets with the Palestinian president for the first time since the war began. The blue moped's going away. Rebel says it is shutting down its 2-wheeler rental service. Real-life happy ending in a Staten Island movie theater. Man proposes during the trailers. Next, Rangers Isles all lost last night. 10 Wins AccuWeather, partly sunny, pleasant and mild today, the high 64. Winds Easttown 1101. Traffic and transit now. Here's Jody Vale.
Kathleen, we've got some delays and jams on the Turnpike Western Spur. This is southbound right near interchange 16W, Route 3, and it's going to interchange 15E for the 1 and 9, and all lanes are open, but it's just a 3.5-mile delay due to all that road work, and some people trying to get out too. On the island, we still have a crash investigation closing Sunrise Highway in Freeport. This is between Long Beach Avenue and Bayview Avenue. It's been out there for a while, so hopefully we'll have some movement. And here is what we see on Long Island's Big 3. LIE, Northern State, and the Southern State. Not bad at all through Nassau and Suffolk counties. Here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. In at the George, 10 to 15. We've got delays on the span. They start on the Jersey side. And outbound at the GWB, it's about 15 to 20 from the westbound Cross Bronx. It is stop and go from the Bronx River to 3rd Avenue, heading to the apartments. More delays northbound Harlem River Drive from the East 150s up to the bridge. Lincoln, we're looking at 10 to 15 inbound and 15 to 20 from the Turnpike at the Holland. Traffic and transit every 10 minutes on the ones, breaking traffic alerts whenever they happen. 1010 Wins at 92.3 FM.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing, together millions of things for our planet. If having turkey for the holidays, buy from a local farm, get one labeled USDA organic or certified humane. When we each share our one thing, it becomes a million things for our planet. What's your one thing?
Not long now. We are less than a mile away from a women's winner. 10 Wins team coverage begins with Marla Diamond at the finish line.
To come here, Kathleen, they are now on Central Park South, which means they're headed toward mile 26, and then they've got 0.2 miles to go when they enter the park. It was an exciting day for the American women, with an American woman out there leading the pack for most of the race. Kellen Taylor, but she faded on 1st Avenue or around 5th Avenue, and right now it is the Kenyans in the lead. Last year's winner, Sharon Loketti, neck and neck with Boston Marathon winner, Helen O'Beary. And we are expecting a women's finish in just moments from now. Let's see if we have Roger Stern out there on the course. Roger? Okay, it doesn't appear that we do have Roger, but the 2 Kenyan women, O'Beary and Loketti, are running neck and neck as they run up Central Park South to the finish line. Both pumping their fists, their arms. Can't be easy. They are being trailed by a Ethiopian woman, Letenzabet Gide from Ethiopia. She is 25 years old. She is just behind these 2 women who are running neck and neck to the finish line. And the stands here have filled up, people waiting to see the exciting finish of the women's elite race in the New York City Marathon.
So Marla, it sounds like it's really, the excitement is really building there, the cheering and everybody waiting for this to happen. How close are they? Can you see them where you are?
I can't see them yet because the road curves coming up to Tavern on the Green. So we see them on the screen, and it looks like they are still running along Central Park South. They've been running at a pace that is off the record pace. It was thought this year that the women's record set by Margaret Akayo 20 years ago would be broken, but not today. The women have been running about 6-minute miles since Harlem, and we are seeing O'Beary now pulling out. She's got her kick there.
Yeah, and I have to wonder if the heat has been a bit of a factor here because it is much warmer than was expected it to be.
No doubt. Marathoners usually want, 40s to 50s. The high today to be 62. Of course, it wasn't as bad today as it has been in years past, especially last year when the high was 72. But it still is a bit warm for these women. Now, they are heading up.
Yeah,
the last point too.
There.
Yeah, there was. There was there. As I said, the Ethiopian Latenzabet Gide is giving Obiri a run for her money, but Obiri seems determined. She is putting one foot in front of the other.
She pulled it away.
I know. Amazing to see what these women can do, how spectacular this race was.
She can reach in and pull that out at the very end.
Exactly.
Wow.
I know. That last push, my goodness, after running 6-minute miles for most of this race, to have that type of energy as you head toward the finish line. But of course, it's the finish line, and she can see it. She can see the tape. She's coming in, pumping her arms, pumping her fists. There are tons of spectators.
Got it now.
Yeah.
When you see it in the long shot, you can see it would be very hard to catch her at this point.
Yes, at least 50 feet ahead of her closest challenge. And she looks like she is going to be a two-time winner of the New York City Marathon. Sharon Lekedi of Kenya is now the New York City Marathon champion. She is going to cross the tape at 2 hours and 27 minutes. Raising her arms up in victory, Lekedi broke free early when they approached into Central Park and didn't look back. But it was a close finish with the Ethiopian Latenzabet Gide following on her heels, just about 5 seconds separating these women. Not a course record today, but certainly a very exciting day for Kenyan Sharon Lekedi, two-time winner.
Fall Credit Solutions, a division of Hudson Hyundai. It's easy to apply right over the phone.